Hello everyone, welcome to a match between the Minnesota Victinis and Portland TB or Sam Swanson versus Pison Seghen. This is going to be a division match for basically who's going to come out number one in the division. Sorry I missed the opening turn, but we just had a U-turn from Infernape into a Dragon Tail from Blastoise. So, yeah. I get the solo commentate. These people are lame. Yeah, so looking at both teams, Swan has a solid defensive core of Escavalier and Quagsire, a solid Rapid Spin and Rock Setter and Donphan, and then potential cleanup with the Mega Pinsir and Infernape with Volcanion being a solid wall breaker. On the side of Portland TB, we have a solid Rapid Spinner in... Oh, that's interesting. So Swanson just stayed in to get the Swords Dance off on the Blastoise, but it does not want to be taking these Scalds. So we get the Mega into the Oko with return. I believe that this should be a direct Tapu switch in, which would lead to a T-Ball, which would get absorbed by the Donphan. Yeah, so Pison just lost his Rapid Spinner. He has a solid wall in Tangrowth. The Aerolite Pinsir does kill it though, and so does actually half of Swan's Mons. So we can't really be expecting a lot from that though. Ah, great. Okay, so I'm just gonna be alone for this. Hopefully this battle doesn't take too long so my commentary can keep the masses happy. And by masses, I mean everyone in the Pokemon League and whatever poor motherfuckers clicked on this link not knowing what it actually was. Yep, this should be an easy... Actually, I believe Volt Switch would kill, so expect a Volt Switch, but with both Donphan and Quagsire. The Parallax is very unlucky for Swan, but I also don't know why he would have done that, unless he was predicting the potential Grass Knot from Tapu Koko, which is good, but currently we just got the 10% Parallax from Thunderbolt, so there might be more potential hacks in this game for Swan, and this Escavalier might miss a kill or two because of it. But it did a really good job of walling the Tapu Koko, and now we'll see whether or not this Tapu Koko has HP Fire, which I would believe that it should have, because it only needs Grass Knot to stop Quagsire and Donphan. Maybe I'm talking out my ass and it doesn't get... Well, he just got the return crit. I'm gonna go check the Tapu Koko for everyone that's watching or people that already knew. But yeah, so that was the immediate drill run crit into it. Stealth Rocks. It's gonna get an easy Rapid Spin here. Not much. There's no Ghost type Mon that can absorb the Rapid Spin. Yep, so Tapu Koko does get Grass Knot. The Rapid Spin not killing really doesn't matter that much. I'm surprised that he wants to keep it up. Just as potential sack fodder later on, I guess, in case one of his Mons is Scarfed or Choiced, it could be a potential swap. Oh, sack fodder. So we have the burn up Arcanine, so now it has no type, so it's not getting hit super effectively by anything. So even if Infernape has EQ or Volcanion has Steam Eruption, it won't be super effective on this. Swan's going to come in and go for the Steam Eruption, not knowing this. So we'll see what the Arcanine can do here. Arcanine using Burn Up is a really interesting move. The move itself is just really weird, and not that many mons get it. I believe only 3 mons maybe get the move. But it is a base 130. Yep, there's only 3 mons that get it. Arcanine, Moltres, and Typhlosion. So that's pretty good for him. So he goes into sack the Nidoqueen, but this was actually in the favor of Swan. He gets the speed bonus, but even then a Volcanion just doesn't outspeed the 130 base speed Tapu Koko. But one of Swan's ground type mons is now out of the isn't a thing, and if this thing has Grass Knot, even if he swaps the Quagsire in, it's not going to take that Grass Knot at all. So yeah, this is currently looking pretty awkward for Swan because he needs to switch something into this, but Quagsire doesn't really do much against the Tapu Koko if it has Grass Knot, which I am almost certain that he does because Swan has a Quagsire. Other than that, though, I don't really know what you want to switch in to the Tapu Koko. Okay, so he goes back to the Escavalier. He's just going to let Escavalier dies. I missed this before, but the Tapu Koko is Life Orb and not the Choice Scarf that Pison has run in the past. So Escavalier dies here. He shows the HP Fire because he wanted to guarantee the kill, I would believe. So now we go straight into the Monkey. I believe that he'd want to switch out into Tangrowth if he's expecting the EQ, but I believe that the Infernape will just U-turn here because it's threatening enough where it gets a switch, and that way Swan can get the favorable matchup. He instead goes to the Arcanine with the Gunk Shot missing. That's quite unfortunate. That would have done, I assume, around 40%-ish if this is the defensive Arcanine. Okay, so we get the Sunny Day into the Burn Up. The Burn Up means that... The Burn Up means that it doesn't... that Steam Eruption isn't super effective, but because it's not a fire type anymore, it can get burned. I actually have no idea what the interaction of switching back out and in, of whether or not the fire type would stay burned, but it proceeds to use Z Bloom Doom. Oh, so this was an Arcanine with a Solar Beam, because that is the only grass type move that the Arcanine gets. So with Z Bloom Doom, Swan can't really switch in the Quagsire because he knows that Solar Beam exists. So he's going to swap in the Infernape. With Volcanion gone, oh my gosh. The second missed Gunk Shot's pretty... It might be big depending on how this matchup goes, but the 30% might be important depending on calcs. I believe that's this Infernape is scarfed because the constant switching out would imply that it doesn't have would imply that it doesn't have that much. It'd imply that it has a scarf. So in that case, I don't really know what Pison can swap in here. I would think that Mienshao would be the best switch in. because the Mianqiao takes the Gunk Shot better than both of the other Mons, or potentially the Tangrowth, because Tangrowth's defensive status is quite high. But he does go for the Mianqiao. We'll see what he has available to him with this Mianqiao. I assume an EQ, but if we look at this match in this position, so he does go straight into the Pink Wonder. The high jump kick doesn't do enough damage, so Pison's gonna need to switch out here. I would personally switch out to Tapu Koko because I know that there's a Grass Knot, but he instead swaps to his Tangrowth because Quagsire's just not doing anything to it. Goes for the simplistic Giga Drain. He now knows that he needs to switch out, but the question is, what does he switch out to? Honestly, depending on the set, if it's AV leftovers, it normally runs. It can run Leech Seed, it could run Knockoff. If he has Knockoff, I believe that Knockoff would be the best here, because that does more damage than anything else. But he instead goes for the Hidden Power. I believe it has to be Fire, because Escavalier walls the Tangrowth, so I believe that the HP Fire is the play. Now it's a question of whether or not a return kills it, and it does not. I would have to say that I don't believe that Pison would have sacked it in that situation, so I think that's perfectly fine. At this point, Swan can just keep. Oh, he goes for the U-turn instead, straight into the Pink Wonder. Pison has to be really careful because of the fact that the Infernapus Choice Scarf and outspeeds Tapu Koko. It can kill it can sweep with Gunk Shots if it gets to that point. He does get the Regenerator boost on this Giga Drain Okos, and now it's a question of whether or not Gunk Shot kills this, and I don't believe it will, honestly. If the return didn't kill from Mega Pinsir didn't kill this, I don't think a Gunk Shot from this range will kill. I believe that this is Pison's win, but we'll see within the next. Oh wow, okay. Okay, so he's just trying to get that extra little bit of health on the Tangrowth. Goes for the Drain Punch. It isn't enough. Gunk Shot. The first one was a low roll, the second one wasn't, but this should be an easy kill for Tangrowth with a Giga Drain, because this Gunk Shot is not killing. The miss doesn't really matter. Yeah, no, this was just a solid battle from Pison. He really played it safely at the end right there. Because I still don't believe a Gunk Shot would have killed the Tangrowth. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, Pison.
Alright.
We played that pretty safe at the end.
Yeah, I did not want to risk anything. Tangrowth was EV to guaranteed at least live with 1 HP on that return, so...
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think that it really mattered, but I also didn't believe that the Gunk Shot would have killed it at all.
No, Gunk Shot, even if it critted, it would have done like 75% max.
Yeah, so... You played that really safe, though, at the end there.
Well, after I lost Blastoise and Nidoqueen in like the first 2 turns, I realized I needed to start like playing safe, otherwise I was just going to lose the rest of my team.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
Volcanion scared the crap out of me when I saw Flame Charge.
yeah, but you had Tapu Koko in the back, so it didn't really matter. The main thing that I would have said was, he didn't even GG you. I'd say the main thing was, I don't know. I feel like you let the Needle Queen die a bit too easily. Other than that, the Mienshao didn't really do much in the end game, really. But you going for the Drain Punch was definitely the correct play. Didn't want to miss anything there.
My Infernape would have died.
No, I said the Mienshao didn't. What are you talking about?
In Discord.
Oh, is he Discord messaging?
Yeah.
You're Infernape?
I mean, Swan, here's the thing. You're running Gunk Shot. It's 80% for a reason.
He. Guess we'll just have people keep watching this. Oh, okay. They're both offline. I'm gonna go ahead and end the recording. Okay, I got a different message from Pison. Ah.
And Salty Swan.
Okay. I don't think, so one of the gunk shots that I was paying attention to, if that one had hit, it wouldn't have taken a flamethrower, but Earthquake definitely does more than 37%, right?
Let me check the calc.
Because
Yeah, Earthquake does
has,
about 65 to 70.
Yeah, so the Infernape having more health didn't really matter in the end.
I mean, if let's say Gunk Shot hit, I probably would have just brought in Tangrowth and then Earthquake there, because Earthquake is a roll to kill, and Gunk Shot's at most doing 40%, which I can regenerate a route for.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think Swan really had a way out of that game, because he really needed to, he needed to get an SD on Pinsir and properly sweep, but he didn't manage to do that as long as Tapu Koko was around.
As long as Koko was alive, there was no way he was sweeping with Pinsir.
And also, Tapu Koko deals with both Escavalier and Quagsire.
Yeah.
Wait, what's your team? Wait, I feel like I joined his Discord a bit earlier, and it was... Oh, he was talking about Porygon Z. Never mind. But yeah, Tapu Koko just kind of steamrolled his team. The only thing that he really had for it was the Infernape, but he let the Infernape just... I don't know. Scarfing the Infernape was the right play, but you just had too many switches into it because it just wasn't ever doing enough damage with Gunk Shot.
I just don't think he should have been using Gunk Shot. If he wanted to kill Koko, he should have been running Scarf Earthquake.
Yeah, EQ's better. But I mean, Gunk Shot does also hit Ramen, but Ramen just has so much defense that if he'd calced it properly, he should have known that it was never going to kill.
Yeah, I was taking, I believe it was, yeah, this Tangrowth is insane. I think it takes, let's see. Yeah, it takes Life Orb, Jolly, Flare Blitz from Infernape, Return from Mega Pinsir if he's Adamant, +2 Weavile Icicle Crash.
Yeah. I don't really know what else to say about this battle. Sure, Swan's salty currently, but I think if he just kind of goes over it, there's nothing really that changes.
Yeah, I mean...
a Tangrowth is just way too tanky. I'm surprised that, I kind of wanted to see what would happen. If you swap the Arcanine back in, does it lose the burn?
Wait, what?
You know how Arcanine got burned by Steam Eruption? If you swapped it out and swapped it back in, would it still be burned?
Yeah.
It would?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
It was an experiment between me and Brucey. We were trying to figure out a way to poison types, which was corrosion, and then paralyze electric types, which we couldn't find, and then but poison ground types, you can glare them, and then we're like, oh, maybe you can burn fire types, and burn up is that way.
Well, I mean, you could just paralyze a Porygon and then have it use Z conversion into an electric type.
And that's a cop out. That's
um,
another thing. I was gonna bring Porygon to this game. Like Porygon is literally the seventh one on this team, but I just sat there and thought, you know, Swan's gonna prep really hard for Porygon. What if I just didn't?
yeah, I mean, he did. I'm pretty sure that's the reason he brought both Quagsire and a Scavalier, because because Porygon can only deal with one or the other.
That's not true.
I
The
mean,
Porygon I was gonna bring was a Z conversion, Solar Beam, Hidden Power Fire.
oh, Solar Beam. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. I
it would have
mean,
been glorious.
I don't know. I think this battle was just it was just well played by you. I kind of need to see both teams to try and figure out if there was like a proper way for Swan to win.
No, I
Um,
mean I definitely think Swan played like the first half of the match better than I did. I'm not gonna deny that. But up until the point where he tried to stockpile with, well, yeah, that was his biggest misplay. He tried to stockpile with Quagsire, knowing well that I still had Tango sitting there that could Oko him.
you
And
did
then he
have
tried to
Grass
be,
Knot on the fucking Tapu Koko, right?
oh, of course I did.
Yeah, of course you did. So I mean, Tapu Koko would have been able to do it anyway. I mean, I do think the HP Fire on the Tangrowth was pretty fun. Like, that was very cute by you.
It was a little cheeky. I was originally running HP Rock, but I decided Fire hits more.
Yeah. Um. Actually, I mean, in the end game situation of this game, HP Rock would have done more. But
Wait,
no, yeah. This was just a solid battle. I think you guys both played around like the one thing that would have killed you pretty well. But in the end, you just managed. Like your Tangrowth was just better than his Quagsire.
mm-hmm.
Nothing much else to say. Because like Quagsire can't ever switch into a Tapu Koko, so I don't really know what he was ever gonna try and like stall you out on.
Mian Chao, Nidoqueen. Like there are a lot of mons on my team that he can stockpile on. I just decided why bring them if he's gonna bring the same Quagsire.
Yeah, if he's just gonna bring that Quagsire. So I mean, this was a good battle. I guess you can say your goodbyes as the winner, and this really helps you in the division, doesn't it? You actually beat
Yeah.
Swan in the head-to-head now, guaranteed.
Yep. Yep. And if I beat Ryan, Snell, and Jared, then I automatically win the division. If I beat Ryan but not Jared, I think I still win.
Yeah, if you
But
beat
if
Ryan, I think you still win the division. So
I
yeah,
think the only way I lose the division is if I lose to Ryan, Swan wins out, and Ryan wins out.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So, good battle.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks everyone that paid attention. Hopefully my solo commentary was not the absolute worst.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. Bye.
Bye.